Hi. We're going to start in just a few minutes, so just hang on and wait. All right, guys. So today on our How to Draw, I'm going to teach you how to draw household pets, which is going to be super, super fun. Feel free to add details like stripes and spots and things like that. Make it look like your pet at home or a pet that you've seen on TV, something of that sort. Get creative with it. So we're going to start with a kitty. So we're going to start with a circle. Just like that. Then we're going to add another circle right here. All right. Now, straight down from this, we're going to add an oval right here. It's going to be just a little bit longer than the circle up here. Then we're going to do another oval that's a bit bigger than this. And it's going to start kind of right here. So you got the circle, give it a little chunk coming down. And then we're going to have another big oval right here. Like that. So then we have this that comes down. There's a little lump here, and then there's a lump like that. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this side right here. We're going to bring it down like that and put a little curve so that we have that neck. We're going to curve this out because that's the chest part right here, and it's going to come down into the two front legs, right? So it's going to curve and go in like this. And this side, because this is that chest, this side is going to curve and come in like this. So then you have the paw's down here. And you'll still see this chest right here, and then this leg will come up. So then you've got one leg that is behind this chest and one leg that is in front of it. So, one more time, on that oval, you're going to have two curved lines that come in like this, two circles down here for paws, and then you're going to do a curved line that comes up like this and erase that line. You following so far? So then you can go in here and erase this line too, because we only need this back part of this oval here. Now in that part, we're going to do a little circle down here and a little oval right here. So this is that back paw. That back paw is much, much larger than that front paw. So the front paw is more like, kind of like how your hands, if you go like this, are going to be a lot less long than the length of your feet, right? So then this is the foot. And we're just going to connect right here and erase a little line, just like that. We can give it a tail. You can decide if you want your tail to curve down on the ground like this. Maybe you want your tail to go up like that. However you want to put your tail. Now we're going to go up here, and on the top part of this little circle, we're going to do a little triangle, just like that, with a little line coming down, and then we're going to do almost another little triangle on here, but we're not going to connect the bottom. So, triangle, line, unfinished triangle, like that. And you can curve the edges of this up a little bit if you want it to look like he's smiling. Then, from the top of this triangle here, we're going to do two little curved lines, like that. So what that is, the triangle is the nose right here. And those lines are like this right here, the bridge of your nose. So those lines come up like this, and then the eyes are on either side, just like we have our shape. Then you can go ahead and put some ears on it. You can add whiskers. You can add the little pupils in the cat's eye. Now cats have eyes that have that kind of long pupil instead of the circular pupil like we have. And there you go. You can add all sorts of stripes. You can add some spots. Did you know that if a cat is orange, it's almost always going to be a male cat? And if a cat is calico, meaning it has like brown, black, and white on it, it's almost always going to be a female cat. Isn't that random? Alrighty. Grab my handy dandy wash rag here. Now, the next one we're going to draw is one of my favorite animals. I think they're adorable. And I used to have one of these as a pet, but they take a lot of work for what they are. You wouldn't expect them to be as much work as they are. We're going to do a bunny. So, we're going to start with an oval right there. And then we're going to put a circle right there. It's a little more of an oval, but that's okay. And then we're going to do ears right away. We're going to do ears like that. I'll do them a little bit darker because they're kind of not showing up on our video here. So now this oval right here, from the top where the ears are, we're going to come down, keep some of that oval curve here, and then we're going to come out a little bit and make this front part flat. So that we have a little bit of a flat nose on it. It'll have a little triangle nose here, just like that. And we're going to do an inside on the ear, but only on this side because the other ear is facing the other way. Now, following this curve right here, we're going to curve it down and then do a little bit down here. So it's going to be kind of like the shape of that cat leg. So I'm going to curve it down a little bit, but not much, because they've got pretty small front legs when they're crouched like this. So we're going to put a little paw right here. And we're going to bring this up just a little bit like that. And then we're going to do a little bit of a circle here. And just like that cat leg, we're going to do that kind of long back paw here. Just like that. Now, up on top here, on the bottom of the ears, we've got the back of the head here, and then we've got this nice big fluffy back that circles down, and then this fluffy bunny tail here. Then we're going to do some little eyes. And he's all done. You can always add whiskers to him too. Bunnies have whiskers. All right. He's a pretty easy one compared to the cat, I think. Now, I don't know if any of you have one of these at home. My grandmother always used to have these. These are parakeets. It's a type of bird. They're super pretty, and they come in all sorts of colors. So I'm going to give it just a sec to dry here. So we're going to start with a long oval. Just like that. And then we are going to put a circle up on top. And it's going to be kind of a little bit further on one side than the other, because our bird's head is turned so that its beak will be kind of right here. So then we are going to put a little bit of a wing right here. So we're just going to do kind of a rough edge because it's got feathers, right? But we're just doing a little bit of like a straight line on the side here, but keep this curve. And he's got the kind of belly coming out right here. On the other side, we're just going to do a little lump kind of coming on the outside of this curve because that wing is behind. Then we'll give it something to be sitting on here. And we're going to give it some little claws to hold on, the little talons, right? So we're just going to add some curved lines down here that come to a point. That makes those little claws that they grip with. So now, on the back side of here, we're going to have a tail that comes down. You can make it real frilly, pretty colors, all sorts of stuff. Then over here, we're going to give it a beak. So the beak is going to be shaped kind of curved like this, come up, and then have a rounded edge. So we're going to curve it down, come back up, rounded edge. And they don't have this line right here separating the head and the body, so we're going to erase that. Just kind of even that outline out. We're going to give it an eyeball here. And then you can add patterns if you want. So you can say, okay, well, it's going to have blue down here. Maybe it's got a blue body and it's got a white head. We'll erase the eye so the eye still shows through here. Since we got black behind there. And then maybe he's got white wings too. Just for funsies, I'm going to give him a red tail. Because why not? Color them all sorts of colors. All right. So this next one's going to be pretty easy, and then we're going to have one more, and that's going to probably be your favorite one. So this next one is a goldfish. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create kind of a pointed oval shape, so it's a little bit like a diamond. And we're going to go like this. And then we're going to put some curved lines right here and extend out that back part. And now, believe it or not, he's already almost done. So if we have the eye right here, the important thing is to make sure that you have enough fins. So we're going to have the fins on either side that are right here that are almost like their arms that help propel them forward, help them steer, that kind of thing. And we're going to make them kind of frilly fins like this. So what I'm doing, now you can just do like that for a fin. So basically a lot like this shape that we had for the body and then connect it up. Or what I did was you can go like this so that you still have this shape right here, and then do scribble line going up and connect it up. Then they look like they have the really frilly kind of fun fins. And we'll do the same thing up on top. So this fin up on top, I'm going to do some scribble lines. And then the tail. And you can decide if you want this fin to be the other side to be visible, so then you'd have another fin kind of come out like this. And then they do also have a little fin right here. Just a little guy. So he's a pretty easy one. So if you want to make them a little bit more basic here, we've got this shape, and then we've got sort of that shape. Connect it together. Triangle. You can do triangle. So you can make almost the entire thing out of these little sections of triangles here. And then you can decide if you want to add the little frillies on to the edges of them. And it'll make it look a little bit more realistic. Or you could just curve it out a little bit. So if you've got these two triangles here, you can turn it into this S curve instead to make the tail look a little bit more frilly. And then same thing here, you can just do that curve here. So now, most people's favorite household pet. We started with a kitty, so we got to end with a puppy, right? Those are the two crowd pleasers here. All right. So we're going to start with a circle. I'm trying to make it show up a little bit better here. All right. Now, in the center of the circle, so you're going to figure out where the center is. And our puppy's turned a little bit, so we're going to find the center. And then we're going to take right at the top of that line here. So this is what's called the diameter of the circle. So it's a line that separates it completely down the middle. We're going to start at the top of this line, and we're going to do a curve. So we're going to go like this. So it's kind of like if you were drawing, I think it's basketballs that have the little lines separating it here. If you're struggling to do that, another thing you can do is you have this circle here. You can do another circle overlapping and then erase the outside of this circle. So then for the most part, this is going to be approximately the same, but what you're going to do is you're going to make it a little bit less of an extreme angle. So all you're going to do is straighten out that line a little bit. For some people, that's easier. All right. So this part right here is the forehead coming down. Halfway down, so right about here, we're going to start doing his mouth. So we're going to bring that forward like this. We're going to bring it to about the edge of this circle here. And we are going to do a triangle right in the middle of it on the edge. Now from this triangle, similar to what we did with the cat, we're going to go down a little bit and then do another unfinished triangle. We've got triangle, down, unfinished triangle. Then the edges of this unfinished triangle here are actually going to wrap up because dogs, this upper lip right here kind of hangs down. It's got those jowls. So this part right here is going to wrap up like that. And so this right here looks like that nose is straight on. Since his head is turned, we're going to have, just like on this circle where you have one side that's less than the other side, on that same side of the jowls here, we're going to make that about half as big as this other side. So And I'm going to erase the little lines that I got going on in the center here. So the outside of the circle, just like so. Then he's got that bottom part. Now, depending on the type of dog, these might come down really far over the bottom. Or if it's like my dog, he might have a big fluffy mustache. So it's really hairy right here. So at the top of this, the corner of this little triangle here, we're going to curve that up a little bit. So instead of that straight line we had going down, we're going to have this kind of curved line. And then just erase that straight line. And we don't need this part of the circle anymore. So when this curved line comes up, we've got an eyeball here. And we've got an eyeball here. And then I'm going to move that eyeball in a little bit more here. And he looks kind of silly before he has ears, doesn't he? So on this side, we're going to see a big ear. So I'm going to have it come out like this and come down, big floppy ears. Erase this part here. Big old flop ears. Then on this side, you're really only going to see a little bit coming down. Now, see the neck come down. You can add a collar. Maybe you want to give your dog a name. Personally, I like it when they have a fluffy mustache. All right. So feel free to add your own flair, add spots, stripes, whatever you like. Fluffy mustaches. Maybe he needs a beard too. Let me know if you have any special requests, and I will see you guys next week.